The dashboard is the main screen that you first arrive at when you open the Mipha app. The intention of the dashboard is to show you some basic information that you would typically want to see in real time. So this app was designed primarily initially with African horse sickness being the first disease of interest, and so the data displayed here is actually the 2018 data. There are no cases yet for 2018, so I'm going to change this to 2017. There are a few bugs with the map, but now we can see the 2017 data on the map. We can zoom in and get information on exactly where the various cases are. Moving back to the dashboard, we can report a case. Now, reporting a new case is essentially originally a workflow designed for African horse sickness, because there are many cases of AHS that are reported in the absence of any form of diagnostics use, and that will continue, not just for African horse sickness but for many other diseases. However, in many cases people will have a rapid test kit available, and they will click on the quick test button on the right. The quick test button takes us to the condition selector. Within the concept of One Health, we have created categories, so human conditions, other animal conditions, plants, and the environment. So if we, for example, take other animals, we have a selection of hosts that we might be interrogating, and we then have a section where we are asked whether we know what condition to test for. This essentially is a tool to be able to allow us to select whether or not to go through a symptom checker, or whether to take a test that we have decided we want to take because we suspect a particular condition. So in this model we can see that for horses we have AHS, African horse sickness, pregnancy, and avian influenza as 3 potential conditions. Right now the X's and the ticks help indicate which ones are available within the Mipha environment. If we then click next for African horse sickness, we're taken through to a user information screen. There you have some of my information. Because it's the first time use, I have to choose my language, and now I can click take test. So the first time I'm using the app, so it's asking for permissions to use the GPS coordinate, which geotags my test. I don't have my GPS on, so it's asking me where I am. So I'm going to drop a pin in KwaZulu-Natal so that it's got an indication of where I am. Now this gives us an indication as to what's in our test kit. This content is all dynamic. We can change this content for new kits and for new conditions as they are incorporated in the app. Some basic instructions of how to collect the sample and use the test kit, and the timer allows us to wait for the test kit procedure to complete its course. For the purposes of testing, we can click pause, and we can skip this section, which allows us then to capture the results. On capturing the result, there's a bit of a mini tutorial on how you actually take a picture of the result, and when one captures a result, there's a process which allows you to confirm whether the result that is seen is the correct result that's been interpreted.